Did you hear about how the media completely misunderstood a celebrity's Pride Month post? Yep, it happened again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever shared something personal online, and people just didn't get it? Maybe they twisted your words or made it into something it wasn't. If so, you're definitely not alone. That's exactly what happened to Gracie McGraw, daughter of country music stars Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. She posted a joyful message for Pride Month. It was honest, heartfelt, and full of love. But then, headlines started popping up everywhere, claiming it was her big coming out moment. But here's the thing, Gracie has been out for years. So what really happened? Why is this getting so much attention? And what can we learn from how she handled it? Let's break it down. So, Gracie posted a picture of herself in a bikini with a cheerful message. She wished a happy Pride to everyone in the LGBTQIA+ community. And she added something important. She said, "As a queer, bisexual woman, I'm proud to be part of this community and always have been." That's powerful, right? But the media saw that line and ran with it. They made it sound like it was some big announcement. Like she was revealing her identity for the first time. And Gracie wasn't happy about that. She went to her Instagram stories and cleared things up. She said, "This was not a coming out post. I've been out. If you had even scrolled a little on my page, you'd see that." Totally fair. Can you imagine how frustrating that must be? You're just being yourself, sharing a proud moment, and people act like they discovered your story. Have you ever had someone tell your story for you, and get it all wrong? That's what happened here. Grace's response shows something important. Even today, queer people, especially those in the spotlight, still deal with being misunderstood or misrepresented. And when you come from a famous family, like Gracie does, people sometimes forget you're your own person with your own voice. Now, here's the key thing. Gracie wasn't upset about being called queer. She is queer, and she's proud of it. What bothered her was how the media took her words and turned them into something they weren't. This shows us that being queer doesn't have to be about a big, dramatic announcement. Sometimes, it's just about living your truth, sharing a post, and being proud. That's exactly what Gracie was doing. But instead of honoring that, the media tried to turn it into a story that wasn't theirs to tell. Let's take a step back. Here's a reminder for all of us, especially allies, journalists, and creators. Let people define who they are. Don't assume. Don't label. Just listen. If you're figuring out your own identity, Gracie's post is a great example of how to stand in your truth. You don't need anyone else's permission. And you don't owe anyone a performance. There's another important message here too. Support doesn't always have to be loud. Gracie's parents, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, didn't release any big public statements after the post. But that kind of quiet support? The kind that gives you space to just be yourself? That can be even more meaningful. Sometimes, love shows up in small ways. Not every moment needs a spotlight. And if you've ever felt misrepresented or misunderstood, know that your truth still matters. Your story still counts. You're still valid. So what can we take away from all of this? First, Pride Month is more than just celebrations and rainbows. It's about being seen, being heard, and being real. Gracie's message is a reminder that pride isn't just a moment, it's a movement. Second, and this is really important, even if you come from a famous family, your identity is still completely your own. It doesn't matter who your parents are, what they've accomplished, or how much the public thinks they know about you. At the end of the day, your identity belongs to you. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe the world a headline. You don't need to wrap your story in a dramatic announcement or make it fit into a headline-friendly box. Your truth is enough, just as it is. That's something Gracie McGraw reminded us of, without even trying to make a statement. just by being herself. She didn't need to make a big public declaration. She was simply posting with pride, like so many others during Pride Month, and that should have been the story. But the world rushed to reshape her words, turning her personal moment into something sensational. And that's the problem we often see when public figures share pieces of their identity. The media is quick to grab, spin, and repackage without pausing to ask, "Wait, is this their story to tell? Or are we just trying to make it fit our expectations?" And finally, let's talk about real allyship. Because it's more than just throwing up a rainbow during June or resharing a post. Real allyship means listening. Really listening. It means pausing before reacting. It means not jumping to conclusions, and definitely not assuming you know someone's journey better than they do. It's about holding space for people to speak on their own terms, and being okay with not being the center of the conversation. Respecting someone's journey means recognizing that every person is on a unique path. Sometimes that path is loud and bold. Other times, it's quiet, private, and deeply personal. Either way, both are valid. Both are powerful. And both deserve respect. Gracie McGraw's post may have looked simple on the surface. A selfie, a caption, a few heartfelt words. But it was packed with pride, strength, and clarity. And her follow-up? That was even stronger. She didn't get angry. She didn't rant. She calmly corrected the record, took back control of her own narrative, and reminded everyone that she's been living this truth for a while now. So let's take a moment to give Gracie the appreciation she deserves. She stood firm. She didn't let the media rewrite her moment. She didn't let assumptions take over. She showed us what real pride looks like, quiet, confident, and completely authentic. And now, I want to turn the conversation over to you. Have you ever had your story misunderstood? Maybe someone assumed something about you that wasn't true, or twisted your words to mean something they never did. It's frustrating, right? It can feel like your voice has been taken away, like someone else is speaking for you instead of to you. If you've been there, know that you're not alone. And if you're comfortable sharing, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Your story matters. And someone out there might need to hear it today. And hey, if this video got you thinking, or even helped you see things from a new angle, take a second to tap the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but it really does help. It pushes this video to more people, more timelines, and more hearts who might need to hear this reminder that your identity is yours, and your story is valid, no matter what anyone else says. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We've got more honest, thoughtful videos coming your way. Whether it's talking about identity, mental health, media responsibility, or just real-life stories that go deeper than clickbait, we're here to bring you conversations that matter. And speaking of powerful stories, if you found Gracie's moment inspiring, you're definitely going to want to check out our next video. It's all about Elliot Page and the quiet strength he's shown through his own journey. From navigating public transitions to calling out Hollywood's outdated standards, Elliot is reshaping what it means to live openly and honestly in the spotlight. The video link should be right here on the screen or in the description. Go give it a watch after this one. Before we go, here's a little something to carry with you today. You don't have to explain your identity to anyone. You don't have to make a speech to be valid. Whether you're out and loud or still figuring things out in your own time, your journey is yours. And that is more than enough. Let's create a world where people can be themselves without fear of being turned into headlines. Let's support one another with compassion instead of assumptions. And most of all, let's learn to listen more than we speak. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. And thank you for choosing to care. Stay kind. Stay proud. And most of all, stay you. See you in the next one.